Adam Goldberg just hangs out now, which is fine, I guess. He's a weirdo. He's a lovable weirdo. I'm a misfit. Harmontown is about founding a colony of misfits. Certainly, Adam Goldberg should have some kind of statue of him somewhere on the moon if we get there. But he was hanging out, and he just popped by the drawing room, our watering hole, and we were hanging out with Eric Idle from Monty Python fame. I had to list his credits. Eric Idle from Monty Python.
From European Vacation.
Jeff is friends with this comedy icon, legend, and we were hanging out with him at our local watering hole, and Adam Goldberg was there. So we ended up at my house hanging out. And Adam Goldberg was leaving the house at the same time as Eric Idle, and we were like, everybody, good night, everybody, good night. And Adam turned to Eric Idle and said, hey, it was really nice to meet you. Do you have a card?
Wait,
he just comes
Adam
up.
just stormed the stage. He just stormed the stage.
I think there's something to be mined from the encounter with what I thought was just a cool old British dude. I can't believe I didn't come here in June to be like, I'm going to involve myself in Dan Harmon's life. But now that I'm
says the guy that just stormed the stage and grabbed a microphone.
I've been impugned, Jeff.
No, I'm on your...
What? It's a quirky story about you. Do you deny any part of that story?
Let's flash back. I have spent... Because I can kind of show the tapestry of what you've accused of Aspergianness. I would much prefer if we said the word personality. I'd like to think that all the social awkwardness is earned rather than diagnosed, which is the only reason I've said, I don't have Asperger's on all the various shows where I have defended not having Asperger's. So,
well, what do you have?
I'd like to say a great personality and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
All right.
Which is treated through medication.
What Ritalin?
Okay, yeah.
Can I have some?
Yeah, sure. We'll talk later. I'm not going to. This is going to be the first live drug deal via podcast.
You know, season 2 of Community. Heard of it?
Yeah.
Adderall, baby.
Yeah.
Woo! Chewing it like candy.
It's the candy that lets you focus.
I can say it now. Let that go down for my biopic. That was the Johnny Cash year.
I don't think you were fooling anybody.
Holy smokes!
Dan, have a seat.
Have a seat.
Yeah, let this guy take over. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Goldberg.
Goldberg Town. It's time for us, the regular segment of Harmontown called Goldbergia.
Goldberg.
No one online got any of that. They should have put their money on the barrel, put it in the incinerator. So, it's Wednesday night, a few weeks ago. I'm killing it. I'm killing it in the exposition. I'm killing it. I go down to House of Pies for a meetup.com inspired game of Cards Against Humanity. And pies.
I met the creators of that game in...
yeah, they're going to love that cheap plug.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
Fair enough. No, it's a conversation. It's not. I'm not an oddity. I'm a weirdo.
Right.
So you can touch the display animal or whatever this is.
Nobody feels sorry for you.
Thank God, because that would take a long time. So I go over to the drawing room. I'm like, House of Pies does not serve liquor, as well they shouldn't. Go over there, and I see Jeff chatting with our dear friend Kate, and the cool... Yes, please. If it's...
Just for the sake of... Jeff went to get a drink for himself. And Adam, who doesn't have Asperger's at all, somehow interpreted Jeff getting a drink as an offer.
Sure thing, Mr. Goldberg.
Offer to get him a drink.
Oh, you've Tyler Perryized it now. Oh my God.
Retire, sir.
Thank you, Hoke.
All right, so you're at House of Pies, and
I was like, I need to drink some liquor to balance out the good decisions I've been making all night, playing 4 hours of an offensive card game. Go over there. I meet Jeff, meet some of our good friends over there, and it's his birthday. It was your birthday celebration.
Pre-birthday, yeah.
And there was the coolest British guy I've ever half talked to, because couldn't really hear much of anything at the bar. I think he introduced himself and said, "My name is..." I was like, "That's great. I'll wait until someone uses it in conversation later," which never happened. So after impressing...
This is the thing. This is the angle you're playing where you
I didn't know shit. And I was
you didn't know it was Eric Idle the whole night.
That looks bad on me. I'll admit that was a mistake.
I don't think it's true.
I just thought you were there. Did it seem like I knew what was...
It never seems like you know what's going on.
On.
You seem so irrationally impolite, like you couldn't pick up on social cues, and you were
right.
So, you must not have known who it was, or like you were just being yourself in meeting Eric Idle.
Yeah,
at one point you pulled out your phone and started reading at the top of your lungs an anti-war poem off of your phone.
One, it was a loud slam poetry voice. Two, I am normally loud anyway, so that's hard to distinguish.
And Eric Idle
really like that poem.
I know. I remember looking over at Eric Idle. He had his head bowed and he was just nodding, listening to it, like he was in a beat, like a poetry slam.
I like to think that one of the Rudels also liked that poem. So
I would like to think that my 10-year-old self could randomly look through a portal and see me sitting in a living room with a guy on a velvet couch looking at a hologram phone, going, "But my war is not your war, brother!" Screaming at the top of his lungs with Eric Idle nodding his head in the corner. That's the only glimpse you get of your 39-year-old life, Dan Harmon.
You know who the Rudels are, but you don't know Eric Idle.
I would recognize him much more. I mean, it was a mistake on my part, but to think all older Englishmen look like Eric Idle is equally biased.
I think that that when I started laughing at you because you asked him for his card, I said he doesn't have a card. He's Eric Idle.
That's when I knew it was Eric Idle. If you had not said that,
and then you went, I not by virtue of a natural ability to pick up on it through empathy, but now because it's been pronounced, I've misstepped. And then you texted Aaron and said, "Sorry about that. I didn't know he was Eric Idle all night." I'm going to go ahead and call. My theory is that that's a little damage control Goldbergian horse shittery. And everyone's going, "Oh, Adam Goldberg's anything if not honest." Like he's an honest person. You got Aaron's phone number so you could send her that text. The way you got her phone number was by saying, "Hey, Aaron, I was there when you did this." You said, "Hey, Aaron, I lost my phone. My phone broke. I didn't go. What was your number again?" And she gave it to you, and then we walked away, and she's like, "He never had my number." You're
both true. You're
a diabolical.
And I lost my phone.
You're diabolical. Hey,
I think it's just been a long con. This whole personality thing that you've been faking, just to slowly take over Harmontown.
He's not an unintelligent man, obviously. We know that. Who's to say he's not evil? Like he could be. We don't know. Jury's out on Adam Goldberg.
I have no rejoinder to defend myself from the accusation of being scheming and evil, but I'd like to defend and say that your accusation of me being competent is far afield.
You certainly were competent in making me make you a drink.
I couldn't. I thought you were. I can't. You're much taller than me. I don't know if you can tell in podcast land. Jeff has about 3 or 4 vertical feet on me.
And horizontal, if you know what I'm talking about.
You have a 3-foot dick.
3 foot 4 inches.
You just look like a T-square. Adam, as long as you're up here, the last time you were up on stage, I was in a blackout drunk. I heard the recording of it, and I have some questions, including what's wrong with your spine? You kept mentioning.
Yeah, that's just that's a mixture of long-term muscular dystrophy, which I'm going to fall victim to in 30 years, and a little bit of scoliosis.
What do you? I didn't know you could make.
You're not allowed to pity me. Don't. That's the rule. That's one of the rules.
We fucking are.
Well, so how does muscular dystrophy work?
A muscular dystrophy is a process where eventually you lose nerve tissue, you lose muscle tissue in a way that it doesn't regenerate. So eventually you lose a lot of lower body function. In severe cases, you just can't use your muscles. It's like... So
you know that you have it, but...
I know that it's hereditary, and my dad has it pretty bad, so it's not
so you don't... It's
in the cards.
Is it a thing that you it comes on, like diabetes, like you don't have it now, but you're just saying you're highly at risk for it?
I'm at risk for it. And that in like the just, being in front of a monitor for the past 14 years.
And then there's just scoliosis thrown into boot, like a little garnish.
I got those the real the 2-7 off suit.
Just to make sure your spine doesn't make it through the gauntlet.
It looks like a question mark, and the question is, how did Adam miss that social cue?
Yeah, there could be a little show about you called "What's Up with Adam," and you could be the question mark at the end of the title sequence.
Is that this segment?
You're leaning up against the M and Adam and kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. You tell me.
Adam's spine is so crooked it makes Jeff look straight.
I don't.
Wow.
That's for getting 50 retweets for a picture of me doing this and saying it's the face of Asperger's. Leading my brother to call me furiously, is that guy Jeff bullying you? I can take him.
I did not say it was the face of Asperger's. I said it was a Harmontown Asperger's fight or something like that.
No, it's not like I haven't reread it.
Asperger's!
With anger and evil! I'm evil! That was the twist. That was
I'm sorry if I bullied you. I love you.
I was like, oh, this guy who's cool... Otto, he's Eric Idle, and I tried to play it off, cool, but as we walked down to the cab where he was taking a cab, good sentence construction there, I said, I meant, did you have a birthday card for Jeff, whose birthday is coming up? And he's like,
why do you say birthday like Will Smith? You spell it with an F instead of a TH. Like welcome to Earth.
Yeah, welcome to birth.
Welcome to birth. You don't have a speech impediment. You just say birthday wrong.
I used to. I worked that one out. I used to not be able to tell the difference between specific and pacific. It was terrible.
What did you say? Let me think of a word with TH in it.
And I will mispronounce it.
I can't even think.
Just don't get me started on like theory and the whack. Now that I'm highly aware of it, I'm
sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's fun. We're having a good time.
I feel like, has anybody ever seen the movie The Music Man? Where the kid, I feel like this is a weird deleted scene from Music Man.
Where you just hang out with the kid. What's your deal?
Are you going to sing Gary Indiana?
Thank you, Professor Hale. We're learning so much about you. Thanks for making the band.
All right. Well,
that's just the clarification of the story. I'm going to go sit over yonder.
All right. Adam Goldberg, everybody. An unremarkable name for a very remarkable young lad with a beset upon spine, according to him.